Hey Spanish students, this is Mark. Thanks for watching this video today. I just wanted to talk about a little bit of how to self-learn using context, specifically in the Spanish language. Now, if you've had language lessons with me or if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm extremely passionate about helping beginners, complete beginners in any language really, to start to get their firm foundation with the language so that they're ready to learn and self-learn on their own. Obviously, that's self-learning. And that's what I want to talk about today, and specifically what the significance of context is when you're learning a language. And so I've got 4 main points today. And the first one, if you have not gone through my lessons, you know that the second stage of my lesson kind of process is the vocabulary stage. That is crucial when you're learning a language, and that's why I have it, right second in that 3-month process. Is there's no way you can pick up any context if you don't know the most important vocabulary words. So if you have not learned those 625, or at least close to those 625 words, maybe wait for this, because this is more for people that have maybe a higher vocabulary in Spanish or in any language. Okay, so once you're kind of in that process of, okay, I know kind of the majority of the most important Spanish words, then what does that look like? I was thinking about this last night as I've made a video about my night routine and also TV shows that I like to watch. And I was thinking about that because I was starting a new Spanish TV show last night. It's actually from my AP Spanish class at high school. I'm watching that and then also learning on my own, which is kind of a double whammy. It's kind of nice. But as I was watching it, I was like, man, I mean, even as a pretty close to native or, fluent speaker in Spanish, depending on what you define as fluent, I'm not even picking up everything that they're saying, but I can still understand exactly what's going on based on the context. And that's all because I can pick out words, I can pick out phrases and make meaning, especially when there's acting right next to it, which helps me a ton. And I'm just interested in that. And so I've got 3 big tips that I want to share with you besides, learning vocab. Obviously, that's an important part of this process, and we should be learning vocab right from the beginning. So the first one is to find something that's interesting to you. So whether that's a TV show, for me, it's reading the Bible, watching TV shows, and talking to people. But there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. I think the best way is to find people, connecting with people. When I got to Spain and I realized, or I guess Guatemala mostly, when I couldn't communicate with people that I wanted to talk to, it was really frustrating, and I really kind of had to push myself in that context. And I wanted to have them understand me, and I wanted to understand them in a real situation, not like really slow Spanish where they're slowing down for me, and it just doesn't seem real at that point. So find something that's of interest of you and go with that, and use the context, use the words that you do know to learn about other things. And that's called circumlocution. It's using what you do know to describe something else, and that's how you pick up language. That's how you learn vocabulary on your own. That's the best way to self-learn. The second thing is, don't worry about all the grammatical structures. Some of you may have tried to learn Spanish before. Maybe you're pretty good at the present tense. Maybe you're pretty good at the past tense, or maybe you don't know it all. But if you know some of these verbs, like if you can pick up on the root of these verbs, it doesn't really necessarily matter if you know the exact tense that it's in. Obviously sometimes that's going to help you quite a bit, but you can still pick up meaning. And so that would be kind of my second big thing. And that's why I put grammar kind of third in my process, is you can still pick up on the language and understand it, comprehend it, and get by speaking it without having any close to no grammar in your language learning. So that would be my second tip. Don't get too worried about grammar, especially when you're reading. Don't get too hung up on that. And then the third would be to reread. Always review what you are, whether it's reading, whether it's a TV show, maybe you are talking to a Spanish speaker. A good way I haven't actually done it myself, but I've heard of other people doing it, is actually recording conversations and using that to actually review over and over so that you can start to get good at the things that are practical for you. Not everything that I want to learn is what you want to learn, and everyone has different interests and different focus and different direction that they want to go. And so try to find what's interesting to you and review that. Keep reviewing that. So whether that's rereading a book, rereading a chapter, maybe rereading just one page, rewatching a TV show, I guarantee you you're gonna pick up on more, and it's gonna help your comprehension in the long run especially. So those are my 3 main tips as far regarding context. It's a massive part of language learning, and if you can pick up this trick, it's going to help you so much, especially in the beginning stages once you have that 625 word list down. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions regarding this. Maybe maybe you want a good TV show that I recommend. Right now I'm watching a pretty advanced TV show with my AP students called El Tiempo Entre las Costuras, which is the time in between. In English is the translation. That's a fantastic show if you're a little bit more advanced. Another show that I love is Extra. You can just type in on YouTube Extra Spanish, and I've got a few different resources like that. So if you have any questions as far as like resources or what to read or what to listen to, or slower songs or whatever that might be, leave a comment. I'd be happy to work with you on that so that you can learn on your own. So thanks for watching and have a good one.